a moving picture with a story behind it.
A way to capture all of an action or a series of events.
Motion pictures. Yeah, a newer way to express yourself.
No two people are the same. Everyone thinks differently and has different views and opinions on certain subjects, and that's no different when it comes to film. Whether your tastes are scary, silly, simple, or complicated, there's always something for everyone in the world of cinema.
I think my favorite is dark comedy, because, you know, you could watch like depressing, like Ingmar Bergman stuff all day.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't leave you feeling good at the end of the day. With dark comedy, you can kind of like feel both sides of life, you know, like
feel the humor of life.
Yeah.
I like comedy. I think it's hilarious to go to the movies and watch films when everybody's laughing.
I think I have to go with, like I tend towards action movies. It's typically like from the 70s and 80s action movies I think are some of my favorites. So maybe classic action would maybe what you'd call it. I just like the movement of the film overall, like just the movement, like it's a lot of energy and it's always moving forward,
Wow, it's pretty amazing that so many people can make films these days. I mean, it was such a financial issue and burden for people that wanted to. It took a lot of effort. Now people can just make films with, right, these tiny things.
Right. Yeah, the money changed everything.
Well, that's changed tremendously, I think, when you look back to, you know, silent film, if you want to go all the way back to, like, before, that's considered film, I consider it film. So, like, there's just been huge progression from just including the sound, including everything in a single, capturing it all in a single piece rather than having the different elements. And then I think color was a big transformation. And now I think a lot of the move into digital has changed, you know, how films are created.
I mean, in the very beginning, there wasn't a lot of technological advances to do different things, so you really had to use your imagination. Then it kind of grew into having, I guess, more things to make things more realistic.
I mean, there used to be silent films, then they got sound, you know, they turned into talkies, and now we have things like Avatar. I think they've been getting worse. I think, like the 60s and 70s, and then even the 80s, and the 90s, like the independent movement in the 90s, might have been the peak of where I thought it was, you know, remaining at its best.
I would say that better overall, but I mean, that's not to discount like some classic pieces that were created over time. But I think the way, there's just a lot more tools that filmmakers have access to.
Like you get good ones that come up out of nowhere and then reminds us, or they're foreign films oftentimes that are like really great, you know, movies. Like The Lives of Others was a movie that I was like, came out of nowhere. And it's like a German film, I think, and it was like, wow, you know, that's a great movie that, you know, it's harder and harder to find. These days, I think they've gotten worse, but that doesn't mean that they can't get better again.
I would say better. I mean, it really depends on the time period that you're looking at. Certain periods like the 70s, you had a lot of films just focusing on the same kind of theme or subject, and now you have films, especially with more international films coming to the forefront, you can tell more international stories and stories that you maybe wouldn't have seen maybe in the 50s or 60s as far as film goes. So maybe better.
We're all
escapism.
Yeah. We're all like living life, kind of, whichever way you cut it. All the different stuff we do on a daily basis, it's all like life. We're living, moving forward, doing the same stuff, working, making money, having families, that sort of thing. So on some level, we're all doing the same thing. So we're all trying to step out of that once a week or once a month, go to the movies, sit in a room with other people and hopefully enjoy like what you see.
I think overall that most of our brain focuses on our eyes and our visual capacity, and that's like our strongest sense, the way we interact with the world. And so when we have that reproduced in this new way that can, with the new tools, move into the imagination sphere, that people are really get taken by just the visual capturing of a vision of somebody else's vision.
Humans are storytellers from day one, dancing around the fire.
Yeah.
We like to witness our
Cave paintings, everything. Yeah, all that.
witness our creativity and evolution in story.